Okay, so it is 9 o'clock, so we will get started. I'll mute everybody now. And just by the way, I have been unmuting people, so you have that option at the end to pop on and say something if you want to, but you don't have to. So everyone is muted now. And so let's come to a comfortable seat. And with that request for forearm plank, I think that we will also add some dolphin pose. Dolphin pose is a tricky one on shoulders, as is forearm plank. So we'll warm up the shoulders a little bit, and you get to make that choice for yourself, whether or not either one of these poses is right for you. And as we come to dolphin, for those of you who don't know what dolphin pose is, this is down dog on your elbows, on your forearms. And so if, say, down dog is already a tricky pose this morning for you, if it just feels hard, then maybe stay on your knees for the dolphin pose. So as we started off this week with this concept of ahimsa, we'll finish it with the concept of ahimsa. Ahimsa is the Sanskrit word for nonviolence or non-harm to yourself or to others, but we start off with ourselves. We practice showing ourselves a lot of compassion to recognize and tune in with awareness to what is important and helpful in our bodies and in our minds. And so as you take a good seat, use this time to recognize that concept of ahimsa. How does sitting feel? If it feels not easeful, if it feels difficult, then maybe add blocks. Maybe sit up higher, maybe sit in a different position than cross-legged. And as your hands rest down now, give a gentle press so you can feel that rooted action, that grounding, that connection. Sides are long from hip to armpit, and then let your shoulders draw up and back, lengthen up through the back of your neck. And with your eyes closed, begin to tune into a full, deep, long breath in and out of the nose. As you let yourself tune into what's present in the body right now, bring to mind specific places where you might be feeling sensations or tension, or maybe it's feelings. Notice what that is for you right now in your body. And then join palms together at heart center in Anjali Mudra, and take a moment to set that intention of non-harm or non-violence to yourself. Take a full inhale and sit taller. Exhale, bow toward your heart. And softly opening your eyes, release your hands down and gently draw your shoulders up and back. And now take arms to a cactus or goal pose with your palms facing forward. And from this place, engage your hands. Pull your shoulder blades onto your back, engaging them. Now inhale, tilt upward through your ribs, your chest, your heart, a little bit of a back bend. And now as you exhale, you're going to tilt down and even turn your arms down. Your fingers are down and you can start to ease back. Inhale, open up and lift. And exhale, turn down. Inhale, open up and lift. And exhale, turn down. 2 more this way. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. Inhale now back up to center and exhale that last one. Then as you come back up to center now, stay in that cactus, move your elbows back in space, and now start to draw your elbows toward each other and think about connecting elbows first. Maybe they connect, maybe they don't. Inhale, open up, and exhale, connect elbows first and then palms. Inhale, open up. And exhale, elbows connect. One more time, inhale and exhale. Then release your arms down. Give your shoulders some rolls back. Feel whatever warmth is there. I know for me that creates quite a bit of warmth. Maybe you're saying, oh, that was nothing. Well, great. So just notice what it is for you. Now palms reach out to the side, arms long, palms are forward, thumbs are up. As you exhale, wrap left elbow over your right and come to a hug here. You're wrapping around the outside edges of your shoulders. Walk your fingertips toward your shoulder blades and then pull shoulder blades onto your back. Lift your elbows up to shoulder height and take a big exhale, round in through your upper back, taking a cat-like pose. Big deep breath, fill out that space in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up and open. Reach your arms and exhale, switch the cross. Reaching around the outsides of your shoulders again. Fingertips reaching towards your shoulder blades. Now plug shoulder blades in, lift your elbows up. Take a big inhale and exhale, round through your shoulders. Deep breath into that space in between your shoulder blades. And inhale, open up and lift. And release your arms down. And just give a couple more rolls back. And a couple rolls forward. And now switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself. And again, ahimsa, non-violence. Figure out what feels the best in your body. Prop up or shift how you're sitting. And now hands come to your knees and take just a couple of rounds of twisting with your breath. Exhale, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Inhale back to center. And exhale, left shoulder forward. You're going to take 2 more on each side. And as you do so, even as your shoulder is turning forward, keep your shoulder blade on your back. As your right shoulder comes forward, it stays engaged. As your left shoulder comes forward, it stays engaged. Then inhale back into center. Now bring fingertips to connect in front of you. Push fingertips together. Elbows are lifted to shoulder height. Take a big exhale and round through the upper back. Again, cat-like pose. Chin tucks in and then add that movement here, side to side through shoulders. Then inhale, sit tall, open up to gratitude. Engaging your hands here. Imagine that you're holding a heavy bowl in each hand. I don't know why I always think of a bowl of potato salad, but I do. So a bowl of potato salad in each hand, shoulder blades engaged. Take an exhale and draw your low ribs in. Inhale, lift up and open through your chest, little bit of a back bend. Exhale, fingertips come to connect again in front, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, open up. One more time this way. Exhale and inhale. And now this time, bring your hands behind your back to clasp, press palms together, lift your shoulders up and back, hug your elbows back. And as you press your palms together, create a little resistance. Try to pull them apart at the same time. Take a big deep inhale, maybe lift your hands a tiny bit away from your back. Maybe keep them right against it. That's okay too. Good. Then release your hands and we're going to shift forward onto hands and knees. And as you shift forward onto hands and knees, we're going to do the hands and knees version of our dolphin pose now. So we're not going to lift up into dolphin, but we're going to set our forearms down. And as you do so, think of your forearms as being parallel to each other. Think of from your middle finger to the center of your elbow, those 2 lines being parallel and elbows being shoulder distance apart. Now press palms and fingertips into the ground, grab the floor. Push your hands into the ground, your forearms into the ground, and puff up that space in between your shoulder blades. Walk your knees back so that you have your knees stacked right under your hips. And take a moment to breathe here as you send your sitting bones up, and then tone low belly, low glutes, low ribs. Now, Keep your hands where they are, broad through your shoulders, and start to settle your hips back toward your heels into a child's pose variation here. Not letting your hands move. That's the tricky part here. Keep them planted. Then inhale, rise back up here with shoulders over elbows. Press palms, push, expanding into the upper back, and then begin to settle your hips back again, not letting your hands move. So you're going to go only as far as you can keep your hands planted. Inhale back up to center. One more time this way. Strong palms, strong forearms, and then begin to settle your hips back. Good. Now inhale, rise back up, and this time all the way to hands and knees. And pause for a moment. Notice if you have some warmth there. Again, for me, that creates a lot of warmth, but for you, it might be different. So rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into the upper back. Push toes into the ground and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. And then take a moment here to pedal out. Bend one knee at a time slowly. Checking in with the back sides of your legs. Giving yourself the chance to notice the details. And now walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale, hands up above your knees. Send your heart forward, send your sitting bones up. And then walk your way up your legs, coming all the way up to your mountain pose. And mountain pose here, turn your palms forward, expanding and opening through the chest. And lift your shoulders up and back. Pause, let your eyes close, and take a moment to notice. We've started to work and move a little bit through the shoulders. So notice how they feel. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bend knees and fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Hands up above your knees, or maybe they come to blocks here. Exhale and fold. Now this time, bend your knees, squeeze your glutes, start to lift your shoulders up, reach your arms wide, plug in with your shoulder blades, and then as you start to rise up, you're turning your palms and lifting your arms up overhead. Fingertips connect if that's comfortable, broad through tops of shoulders, and now turn your palms forward and bend your elbows. As you draw elbows down, feel your shoulder blades engage on your back. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, bend your elbows, shoulder blades engage. Inhale, one more time, lift your chest. Exhale, elbows bend. Good. Inhale, stretch up overhead. And exhale, bent knees, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips. Blocks if you want, step your right foot back into your lunge. And here, your back knee can be up or down, your choice. Bring hands up to your hips to rise and center off your hips. Draw left hip crease back in space. And then push your back toes down or your back knee if your knee is down. And think of your upper thigh lifting a little. Now hands come behind your back to clasp. And as you press palms together, lift your shoulders up and back. Hug your elbows back, take a deep inhale and lift your chest. Exhale, engage low belly, low ribs, draw them in. Inhale, lift up with your heart. And exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Step all the way back to either hands and knees or down dog, your choice. Take a big breath wherever you are. Rotate elbow pits forward. If you're in your down dog, push from your lats out through your hands. Bend your knees till your sitting bones up. And now inhale, come forward to plank. If you're on your hands and knees, then walk your knees back. You can always bring your knees down here, but rotate elbow pits forward again and push, extend your chest. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, curl up and open as high as your body needs. It can be low cobra, high cobra, anywhere in between. Deep breath. And exhale, pushing through knees to down dog or straight to downward facing dog pose. Big full inhale, long deep exhale. And walking your way forward, making your way to forward fold at the front of your mat. Again, you can have blocks for hands here if you would like. Inhale and lengthen part way. Again, knees bent, sitting bones lift. Exhale and fold. Plant your fingertips, step your left foot back into your lunge. Again, back knee up or down. And then bring your hands up to your hips to rise. Center with your hips. Use your back toes pressing down to lift your thigh, or your back knee pressing down. Lift your ribs, your chest, your heart. Now hands behind to clasp again. This time switch the clasp, because we always clasp the same way. We're very habitual. So now press your palms, lift shoulders up and back, hug your elbows back. Take a deep breath. Exhaling, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhaling, step forward, coming into your forward fold, and exhale, take that fold. Hands to hips. Push your hips back, lift up and open through your shoulders, and rise all the way up to stand. Now set your feet up to inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes, and then root them down. And now cactus arms. One more time to set up for our eagle arms. So move your elbows back in space, engage your low ribs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, left elbow over your right, and you're either coming to wrap your palms, or you're coming back to back, or the other option is grab your shoulders in the hug like we did in the beginning. Wherever you are, lift your elbows up to shoulder height and draw shoulder blades onto your back. Now take a big breath into that space in between your shoulder blades. Then back out to cactus. Pause and engage your shoulder blades. Lift your ribs, lift your heart, lift your chest. Engage your low ribs. Then right elbow over your left to come to eagle on the other side. And again, you can come back to back or take a hold of shoulders. Your choice. Find what's right for your body. Ahimsa. Right? Take a big breath into that space in between your shoulder blades. Good. Okay, now go ahead and release your arms down. Give them a shake. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bend knees, fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. From this place, plant hands and step back to a hands and knees position. And from that hands and knees position, set forearms on the ground, elbows on the ground. Remember, elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Forearms and hands are parallel to each other. So from middle finger to middle of elbows, parallel lines. Push. Expand your upper back here. And from this place, walk your knees back so that they're underneath your hips. Take a big breath. Maybe this is where you stay. If you would like to, you can lift your hips up into your downward, or into your dolphin pose rather. But notice what happens to your hands. If your hands are slipping in or your elbows are slipping out, then come back down and reset. Or maybe stay on your knees. Push, forearms into the ground, expand your upper back, send your sitting bones up, and now engage, low glutes, low belly. Knees come down, hips back towards your heels. You're welcome to reach your arms back alongside you if that feels best to you. Take a deep breath. And now, hands and knees for a moment. And rotate elbow pits forward and push. Okay, so now we're going to work into our forearm plank. And from our forearm plank, we get to really notice, again, whether our hands are slipping in, elbows slipping out, or whether our hips are sinking, or what is happening in your body. So set down your forearms, and again, make sure that they are directly underneath your shoulders. From middle finger back to middle of the elbow, you have your parallel lines. Grab the floor with your fingers, all of them. Then walk your feet back into your forearm plank pose. And again, you can always have knees on the ground here. Push your forearms down, and now extend your collarbones forward. Keep your low belly in, your low ribs in. Take a big deep breath. See if you can make your breath long and full. See if you can make your eyes steady and soft. The back of your neck is in line with the rest of your spine for 2 more deep breaths. Then set your knees down if they're not already there. You can walk them in, hips back to your heels. Take your variation of child's pose. Take a moment in your child's pose. If you want to, you can always add that letting go breath, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And now we're going to move between dolphin and forearm plank. So go ahead and rise up to your hands and knees. And remember, at any point in time, if you need a break, come down to a child's pose or simply bring your knees down. But we're going to take a full breath in each. And we'll see. I'm thinking we're going to do 3 rounds of this, but 3 rounds is whatever is actually right for your body, okay? So forearms down, again, set your elbows up, find your parallel lines and push. Expand the upper back. And we're going to start off in dolphin pose. So walk your knees back, tuck your toes under, stay pushing through the upper back, and then lift your hips up into your dolphin. Stay pushing with your forearms, lift your sitting bones, tone your low belly and your low ribs. Take a big inhale and exhale. Then inhale, walk your feet back, heart forward into your forearm plank. And again, knees can always come down. Push with your hands, push with your toes, engage your low belly, your low ribs, extend your chest forward. One more big inhale and exhale. And then walk your feet in, lift your hips up and back for your dolphin. Again, remember, knees can always come down. Push your hands down, push your forearms down, sitting bones tilt up. Take a big deep breath. Inhale, walk back out to your dolphin plank or your forearm plank. And again, knees down if you want. Push, lift your belly, lift your low ribs, extend your chest. And then lift your hips back up one more time, dolphin. Push, expand your back, sitting bones lift. And then one more time, walk it back out, dolphin plank. Push, extend your chest, tone your belly. Knees down, hips to heels. Take your child's pose. Arms back alongside you if you would like. Deep breath. And then slowly push yourself up to your seat. And just notice for a moment, you can be sitting on your knees or you can be sitting all the way down to your sitting bones. Notice the sensations. You can let your eyes close and take a big deep breath. Just checking in with whatever is showing up for you. Good. Now, you can come all the way down to your sitting bones and grab whatever you're using for a pillow or a bolster. And then you can set that on your mat behind your hips here. Grab your blanket. And this is optional here. It's just the variation that I tend to prefer. And you're going to find a long roll. And now set soles of feet together in a butterfly, feet as close or as far away as your body needs. Blanket over the tops of your feet. And then wrap the edges of the blanket underneath your legs so that your legs have something to rest against. You can always set blocks underneath your knees instead. And now your pillow or bolster is going to push a little ways away from you so that It doesn't bother your low back, hopefully. And then lay over your pillow or bolster to expand and open through your chest. Now we're letting a little bit more of a restorative action happen through those muscles that we just worked through our shoulders. Palms are face up if that's comfortable, in a T, or if they need to be a little closer to your body, that's okay too. You have to find where that is for you. Eyes closed, or you're welcome to keep them open if that feels more comfortable. And take some big, deep breaths, giving any places of tension permission to release and let go. Also noticing if you need to make a shift. If you do, if there's a part of this that doesn't feel good, then shift so that it does. Maybe you bring your knees up together instead, or extend your legs out long. Maybe you take the pillow or bolster out from underneath you. You choose. We have about 5 more deep breaths right here. And now gently bring your knees back up to center and roll over to one side and push yourself up to your seat, just long enough to slip your pillow or bolster out from underneath. Keep it close by. You're welcome to switch your rolled up blanket to underneath your neck here if you would like, giving your neck a little bit of support. With your feet, walk them out as wide as your mat and just take a couple of those awesome windshield wipers that we know and love. So both knees to the right, both knees to the left. Just checking that as your knees come to the right, your left thigh is straight out from your hip. And as your knees come to the left, your right thigh is straight out from your hip. And now back into center here. Again, bring soles of feet together and open your knees up wide and make fists and set your fists underneath your thighs, right up by your hips, allowing for your legs to open up with a little bit of support. Take another big deep breath right here. And now you're going to bring your knees together, lift your knees up towards your chest and rock a little side to side. And then as you set your feet down, letting your knees drop in together to touch, you're welcome to take that pillow or bolster underneath your legs here for support, or take your blanket over your hips. But start to work your way into a resting pose that would serve you right now. As you find your Shavasana, remembering that Shavasana is possibly the most important pose you could do in your practice. That opportunity to let your body release. Let the work you did settle into your cells. Take an inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth if you would like to. Let your whole body settle. Bring awareness to your breath. Slowly and gently add movement into your body. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to one side, and then gently press yourself up to your seat. And connect palms together at heart center. And with your eyes closed, take a moment for a full, deep breath. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.